Well, a few stories today, different things, a few thoughts, and maybe a bit of personal stuff. But you join me here from sunny Gimpwater. That's Bridgewater to anybody else who doesn't know. Bridgewater, the land of the incestuous, or at least it used to be. And that dates back to the Battle of Sedgemoor. And that's another story. We may well cover that one day if that's something you want me to talk about. Right, the meat grinder. It continues. That is the war at the moment between Israel and Hamas. It seems that Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever you want to call him, has quoted the Bible. I found that a bit odd. And it says, in the Bible, there's a time for peace and a time for war. So he decided to go with the time for war. So that's going to press on ahead. Now, usually what you see is, say, for instance, Islam doing things that are quite shocking and put it on video, because that's generally what they do. There's zero levels of who gives a shit. So off they go. However, it seems there was an Israeli tank that fired on a car full of people, a family, and just basically turned the jam. It seems this has happened quite a bit, and our news seems to be focusing quite a lot on the Islam side of things, as well as, well, it's speaking to people from Israel. So, but it seems that the left have taken the side of not Hamas themselves, all right, but the fact that basically Israel are occupying a land that doesn't belong to them and should give it back. And they seem to be on the other side. This seems to be the left for you. Jeremy Corbyn was always that way. Anyway, the name escapes me, but this will happen to you when you get older and you're trying to think about a lot of different things and you don't script because you're in a truck. So the war continues. And at the moment, in the background is an AI thing going on at the moment, this seminar that Rishi Sunak is going to host. Now, the civil service have always tried to be defiant, at least certainly with the Conservative government. I don't know what they were like with the Labour government, so I can't comment on that. But predominantly speaking, it seems that to me that the greater amount of the civil servants would tend to be left-leaning. And at the moment, Netanyahu wants to come to, Israel is going to play its part in this big seminar where they're going to talk about what they intend to do AI-wise that's going to improve our lives. And there will be things that will improve our lives with AI, I agree. But there'll be a lot of things that won't improve our lives. So, but it seems the civil servants have said, because they don't like Israel and they don't like Netanyahu because he's an expansionist, he's a right-winger, he is a nationalist, pretty much all the things that they don't particularly like. And he makes no apologies. By the way, I don't like the guy, all right, never have. However, you have to see as you find. And he doesn't give two shits about what the rest of the world think about him, because the rest of the world has asked for a ceasefire and he's basically gone, no, sod off. Which is fine, that's his choice. It never ceases to amaze me the fact that my understanding of the teachings were that the Jewish people have to walk the earth without a homeland, because that's what we were told. But along came Zionism, and it decided they wanted a homeland, and so the British gave them one after promising land to both sides, and one side had it shit out. However, drew the borders, they went there, and then Israel expanded, and that's part of the problem that we have right now. The argument is who was here before and all the rest of it, and that will go on. But nevertheless, when we drew the lines up, Israel then expanded. And that's part of the problem, because these people want their land back. Anyway, so it seems that the civil service, any way to get back at Israel or Netanyahu, they want to ban him from the seminar. They're going to say that apparently he will overshadow Rishi Sunak, and they don't want that. Almost as if they're trying to protect Rishi Sunak, which, if they were trying to protect Rishi Sunak and his government, they might have actually gone along with what they were instructed to do when it came to things like the border and immigration, etc., etc. But they don't. They pick and choose what they want to do according to their political beliefs and probably a great deal of common purpose. Well, I've talked about that before, so it's something that you should know about. But common purpose does have a massive hold over a lot of these big institutions, and it has its own direction, that it doesn't require democracy or whatever, because when common purpose gets into a place, they then get their friends in there. Pretty much like the funny handshake crew, the Masons. Masons will always promote another Mason over somebody else. And it's the same with common purpose. And Masons do it so that they could basically help each other and achieve things that they wouldn't be able to do without the brotherhood, or whatever they call it, right? And it's the same with common purpose. Common purpose, if it can get enough of its own people in there, it can actually redirect things like the police force, the army, pretty much all the services actually. And it is out there and it's doing its thing, which is why you will see the civil service rebel against whatever they're being told, because it's not what they want. And this is when you realize that the situation or the service is not fit for purpose without a massive reform. Because when you have people who are not doing what they're instructed to do by the government, then they're a rogue element, much like the CIA has been for the last, I don't know, God knows how many years, certainly since the 60s, probably the 50s actually, late 50s, early 60s, when they started going off and election rigging, crop burning, coup d'etats, assassinations, many other things that they were doing back in the time, and basically starting wars that they shouldn't have done. This is what got Kennedy into trouble. Anyway, I digress. So all of this is going on at the moment, and we're going, oh, look over there, while that online child protection bill became law. So you'll start seeing a lot of changes now to a lot of things that you can do online, and there may be applications that will disappear. They're going on about they want to deal with WhatsApp. I should imagine a load of other things, Discord, God knows how many others. And the ones that are allowed to remain, the ones that generally are quite full of propaganda and will sway public opinion, that kind of thing. So your Instagrams, your Facebook, YouTube, that kind of thing, will have a massive reform, and they'll do away with people that they consider to be not towing the line. So you may see a lot of your favorite YouTubers or content creators getting binned off. Yeah, you might not, because it seems to me, since I've been doing this, which has been about 7 years, we've had numerous times where we thought that was it, game over, and it hasn't been. And it's getting a bit tiring, always thinking that the next 10 minutes or whatever it is, within the next year, I should say, that you're going to get binned and all your hard work goes down the drain. So you've kind of become, I don't know what the right word for it is, but you're just like, meh, whatever. So there it is. I haven't done content lately. Few reasons. I've not been brought up to speed on what's going on out there, and secondly, when you've got your head up your ass with the black dog, you don't tend to want to do a lot of content. But it seems at the moment we're all right. Now, gym wise, failed the other day, went back the next day, did all right. Today, got up at 2 o'clock in the morning, bit mad, in the gym by 3, took this pre-workout thing and drank it as I went through, and upped all my weights. Wasn't out of breath, wasn't sweating profusely, finished it in quite a good time, and wasn't absolutely shattered walking out of the gym. Now I'm trying to work out what exactly that was about. Now I know that I upped my carbs a little bit, but I also think that didn't drink Friday night, didn't drink all of Saturday until, well, about 4 o'clock, then didn't drink as much on a Saturday night as I could have done, and had 1 pint Sunday, and didn't go out and went to bed early and rested. So maybe it is the alcohol, probably anyway. But yeah, I don't know about a lot of you. It's the time of year where you don't go out into the beer gardens, or you don't go out and visit people so much. And if you're single especially, you might be feeling incredibly lonely. A lot of people get that. I get it. I'm in this thing all alone all day long, and then I go home to an empty flat. It is what it is. You have to just get on with it. What else can you do? But there's a lot of people out there that, with us heading towards winter, obviously the clocks have changed, the darkness is coming in, will start to feel isolated, depressed, etc., etc. I'm afraid to say it is normal at this time of year, and I don't have any quick answers at all. Well, you've been through it. All I'm going to say is you've been through it before and you got through it, so you'll do it again. And as for me, I'm going to focus more on trying to up my gym and reduce my alcohol. I can't get over how much of a difference it made this from doing it a lot less this weekend to what it was like the week before. I spent, after last weekend, the weekend before, which wasn't that mad, the one before that was, I've spent all of that time trying to recover, and then you get back on the weekend again, and it reduces your quality of life during the week. Now, while it's a lot of fun, and I do love having a drink, and I love having a get together with people and a laugh and stuff, and we'll sing song, that amount of time ruins all of this. And it's a hell of a sacrifice. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? I have to say, this job is soul destroying. We're working in a place at the moment, which we're now queued up in. There's a line of tippers. There's about 6 in front of me and about another 8 or 9 behind. Neighbours must love us. And we're taking muck. They call it muck. Basically, it's a mixture of just subsoil, stone, whatever. And we're taking it back out of there. And we put thousands of tons into that place that they raised right up. Because all of this, we're on the levels here. As you can see out there, there's a motorway. But this field here is below this level here. And it's much below that level there. So these houses here would have been built in 80s. Pretty sure they were the 80s, right? Now, that land over there would have been runoff, right? Would have soaked up water. There's a ring along here. Same there. Now, what we've just done over a massive area is put all this soil in there last year, and we raised it right up to 2.5 meters, I think it was. And now they've scraped off the top. Apparently you needed the extra weight to compact it. I didn't know this. And now we're moving it all again. And when you run in circles, today we'll do maybe 6 or 7 from Bridgewater to Weston. You get in there, and where we tip, literally you're lucky to get in and out without getting stuck. It's fucking abysmal. And that's all you do all day. But that's all we did last time. So we were back and forth from here to another site, dumping it, and now we're taking it back out of here and dumping it there. And for me, as a person who wants to do something constructive with their life, this seems like a complete and epic waste of my time. I'm getting paid, I get that, but I would love to do something more constructive, because this is the whole purpose of pay is they're giving you money for your life that you'll never get back, and your effort. And this seems like what a waste. But there it is. I'm still trying to work out. I want to get myself into a position where I've got a couple of quid in the bank, and then I'm going to probably go back to agency work, so I can do 3 days a week, and the other days I will be sat in front of the computer putting out content. That's my plan. But I wanted to get things like the vehicles needed work doing to them and stuff like that. I needed to get things like that done while I'm working here and I've got the money coming in, so that I can take a reduction in wages and then get on the content and try and build the channel. That's the theory. How long it's going to take, I don't know, because there are setbacks in life. Life is just like that, isn't it? But there it is. Sorry, I haven't done enough lately. This is life. This is the way it is. A lot of content creators that you see that are putting content out all the time are either semi-retired, retired, or they got that big early doors and they've got a big funding thing that they can stay at home all day and do it. I just can't. Sorry about that. It is what it is. Anyway, hope you're all doing well, and I will do my best to do a live stream on a Saturday night soon. Apparently some of you do like it. And now I should imagine we'll be very shortly going over there into swamps of mud with misery aplenty, with scaffolders, digger drivers, bulldozers, brickies, and every other type of people over there getting wet, muddy. I don't know how they do it. At least I'm dry in here. But there you go. Anyway, we'll be over there in a second, so I'll see you in a bit.